Nothing gets people fired up these days. Well, let's be honest. Everything gets people fired up these days. But one thing that gets people in New Jersey fired up still is the plastic bag ban. I mean, it's been 3 years since the ban went into effect, but ever since President Trump signed that executive order banning the use federally of paper straws, a New Jersey lawmaker announced that he wants to repeal New Jersey's Get Past Plastic law. That was the one that banned single-use plastic bags and plastic straws and some other things. Why would you want to do that? Well, he says that more plastic is being used after the ban was put in place. Doesn't make sense? Don't worry, we're going to explain. Nobody can say plastic bags are good for the environment. According to the Center for Biological Diversity, the world uses 5 trillion plastic bags a year. And Americans, on average, use 365 of these per year. That's 1 a day. Denmark, on the other hand, 4 for the whole year. You say, yeah, but I reuse them for my pet waste. Many people have their heroic excuse for keeping plastic bags around, but the numbers, they're just not on your side. According to the Center for Biological Diversity, in 2015, 87% of those plastic bags ended up in a landfill or in the ocean. Ocean Conservancy tells us in 2018, their ocean cleanups collected 2 million plastic bags. And these are not staged photos. Wildlife gets wrapped up in these bags, and the plastic takes a long time to break down. When it does, it releases toxins and microplastics that we then eat and drink.
While we don't have a clear answer to how long it takes for plastic bags or other single-use plastics to break down in the environment, every minute or every single time that a single-use plastic enters the environment, it risks doing real harm to wildlife and the environment itself.
And as far as those bins at stores that say, oh yeah, we'll recycle your plastic bags, spoiler alert, ABC News did an investigation and most of those are not being recycled. And can I just make an observation? You know, we all survived before we had the plastic bags or even the paper. They are a substitute, but they take a lot of water, energy, and trees to make. You know, back in the day, we used to just bring our own bags. When it comes to the law, plastic bag bans work. How do we know? It's in the data. More than 500 cities and towns across 28 states have a plastic bag ban. In just the first 8 months of the plastic bag ban in New Jersey, an estimated 16.5 billion plastic bags were removed from the waste stream, according to the New Jersey Food Council. And I have to apologize, my allergies are out of control. But you should know that the state's advisory council says that post-ban, they have now 37% less plastic bags littered on the Jersey Shore. I shop mostly in New Jersey, and I've never seen a problem. Most people just use their recyclable bags. I know I've got some that I've had for almost a decade. But for those that want to repeal the law, they've got their own study. The study, which was released in 2024, said that yes, New Jersey used 60% less plastic bags, but used 3 times the plastic because those reusables are made from plastic. The study was commissioned by the American Recyclable Plastic Bag Alliance. That is a trade group that represents plastic bag makers. And they're not wrong. The reusable bags are most of the time made from plastic themselves. And actually, it takes less plastic to make one of these than it does one of these. The study also said that people are only reusing these 2 to 3 times before throwing them out. That is not enough. Depending on the type of reusable bag you have to use them between 5 and 20 times to make it worth it. But that's the thing, even if this is made out of plastic, reusing it time and time again is just better for the environment than the throwaway kind. And another important note, since these are made out of plastics, when you put them in the wash, they can create microplastics in your wastewater. So instead of just putting them in the wash alone, you can get a guppy bag that catches the microplastics, or you can put in a Cora ball. That way microplastics don't go in the wastewater. So if you're inspired and you're ready to get rid of the thin plastic bags, you don't want to use your reusables and definitely don't want to do paper, grab natural fiber bags and reuse them for as long as you can.